You brushed your teeth this morning. You probably had a coffee. You definitely used numbers. And if you have ever had surgery, you are alive because of stitches. Every single one of those things invented or perfected by Muslim scholars over 1,000 years ago. Most people have no idea. Here are 10 Islamic inventions that quietly built the modern world. Invention 1. Algebra. The word algebra comes directly from Arabic. In the 9th century, a Persian mathematician named Al-Khwarizmi wrote a book called Al-Jabr, and that title became the name of an entire branch of mathematics. Every time a computer runs a calculation, every time your phone calculates anything at all, it is running on logic a scholar in Baghdad worked out in 820 AD. The word algorithm? That is just a Latin mispronunciation of his name. Invention 2. Coffee. Most people think coffee comes from Italy. It does not. It was first brewed in Yemen in the 9th century by Sufi Muslims who needed to stay awake during late-night prayers. When it finally reached Europe in the 17th century, Europeans were so suspicious they called it the Muslim drink. Pope Clement VIII liked it so much he reportedly had it baptized so Christians could drink it guilt-free. Invention 3. The university. Oxford, Cambridge, Bologna. People assume Europe invented the university, but the world's first degree-granting university was founded in 859 AD in Fez, Morocco, by a woman. A young princess named Fatima al-Fihriya. The University of Al-Qarawiyyin is still operating today, over 1,100 years later. Almost nobody in the West knows it exists. Invention 4. Surgery. In the year 1000 AD, Al-Zahrawi published a 1,500-page illustrated encyclopedia of surgery, used as the standard medical reference across Europe for the next 500 years. He invented over 200 surgical instruments still recognizable in operating theatres today. He discovered dissolving catgut to stitch wounds internally. Before that, a second surgery was needed just to remove the sutures. Invention 5. The hospital. The first modern hospital with separate wards and trained staff was built in Cairo in 872 AD. It was free. Rich or poor, treated the same. It had a psychiatric wing at a time when the rest of the world was treating mental illness as demonic possession. By the 10th century, Baghdad had 5 major hospitals. Córdoba, in Islamic Spain, had 50. Invention 6. Flight. Everyone knows the Wright brothers flew in 1903. Fewer people know that Abbas ibn Firnas attempted powered human flight in 875 AD, over 1,000 years earlier. He achieved lift before crash landing and noted he forgot to add a tail for landing control. Leonardo da Vinci's flying machine sketches came 2 centuries after Ibn Firnas. The airport in Baghdad is named after him. Invention 7. The camera. The pinhole camera, the foundational principle behind every photograph ever taken, was invented by Ibn al-Haytham in the 11th century. Before him, people believed eyes emitted light like torches. He proved that wrong and wrote a 7-volume book of optics that remained the standard reference in Europe for 600 years. Invention 8. The crankshaft. The crankshaft is what makes a car engine work. It was invented by Al-Zahrawi in the 12th century. He also invented the first mechanical clocks, the first combination lock, and early versions of the water pump. Historians consider him the father of robotics. Invention 9. The cheque. The word cheque comes from the Arabic word sak, a written promise to pay. Muslim merchants invented it in the 9th century to avoid carrying gold across dangerous trade routes. By the 10th century, a businessman in Baghdad could have a document cashed by a merchant in China. Paperless international payments 1,000 years before the bank card. Invention 10. The toothbrush. Before the modern toothbrush, Muslims used the miswak, a twig from the Salvadora persica tree with natural antibacterial properties. The Prophet Muhammad recommended it as part of daily hygiene. In 1986, the World Health Organization officially endorsed it as an effective oral hygiene tool. What is called the Dark Ages in Europe was a golden age for Islamic civilization. While Europe was burning books, Baghdad was translating them. While Europe was expelling its doctors, Cordoba had free hospitals. If any of these facts surprised you, like, share, and subscribe. There are plenty more where these came from.